Have you ever stopped and wondered if one of the biggest reasons your energy is disappearing, your weight keeps climbing, your blood sugar feels impossible to control, and your body simply doesn't recover the way it used to, has absolutely nothing to do with aging, and everything to do with one tiny organ in your body slowly shutting down, without you even realizing it? Because today, I need to tell you something that most people over the age of 50 have never heard from their doctor. Your pancreas. The small gland hidden behind your stomach may be silently losing function year after year. And when that happens, your entire body begins to suffer. You feel tired after meals. You wake up exhausted. Your cravings become uncontrollable. Your waistline expands even when you're eating less. And worst of all, your body starts losing its ability to regulate blood sugar naturally. But what if I told you there was one incredibly cheap drink, something so simple, so overlooked, and so powerful that emerging nutritional science suggests it may help support pancreatic recovery naturally? And some people report feeling dramatic changes in less than 7 days. And here is the part nobody talks about. It is probably already sitting in a grocery store near you for less than the price of a cup of coffee. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what this drink is, why it works, and the specific way to use it that many people get completely wrong. Now, before we go further, I want you to think about something. For years, many people over 50 have been told that slowing metabolism, rising blood sugar, fatigue after eating, and increasing belly fat are simply part of getting older. But that explanation is dangerously incomplete, because your body was designed to regulate sugar efficiently. It was designed to produce insulin correctly. It was designed to convert food into energy instead of storing it endlessly as fat. So if that process starts breaking down, aging itself is not usually the real cause. The problem often begins with chronic inflammation, quietly attacking one of the most important metabolic organs in your body, the pancreas. You see, every single time you eat carbohydrates, whether it's bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, sweets, even fruit, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin acts like a key. It opens the doors of your cells so sugar can enter and become energy. But over decades, something begins happening. Highly processed foods, constant sugar exposure, stress hormones staying elevated, poor sleep, inflammation spreading silently through the body, little by little. Your pancreas starts becoming exhausted, and when it becomes exhausted, insulin production starts weakening. That is when blood sugar starts rising. That is when energy crashes begin. That is when the body starts storing more fat, especially around the abdomen. And what makes this worse? Most people never notice the warning signs early enough. Instead, they wait until the doctor says two terrifying words: pre-diabetes or diabetes. But what if you could start supporting your pancreas naturally before things reach that stage? And what if the answer was not expensive supplements, complicated diets, or prescription medications that only treat symptoms? What if the answer was hidden inside one humble drink used for centuries in traditional healing systems around the world? Now here is where things get fascinating. Researchers studying metabolic health have been increasingly interested in compounds called polyphenols. These are natural plant compounds that help fight inflammation inside the body. And one particular polyphenol-rich ingredient has shown remarkable potential for helping insulin sensitivity, lowering oxidative stress, and supporting pancreatic cells under metabolic pressure. But before I reveal it, I want to ask you something. How old are you right now? And have you noticed changes in your energy, blood sugar, or weight that feel impossible to explain? Drop your age down in the comments. I always read them, because I want to know how many people watching this are finally taking control of their health instead of accepting decline as normal. And trust me, What I'm about to share could completely change the way you think about metabolic aging. Here's something many doctors don't explain clearly. When pancreatic cells become stressed, they start facing something called oxidative damage. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming inside delicate machinery. Your pancreas becomes inflamed, its insulin-producing cells begin functioning less efficiently, and over time, blood sugar regulation weakens. But certain natural compounds can act like protective shields, reducing inflammation, supporting cellular repair, helping the body restore balance. And now, it's time to reveal the drink. The answer is cinnamon water. Yes, simple cinnamon, one of the cheapest ingredients on earth, one of the oldest medicinal spices in human history, and one of the most powerful natural compounds studied for blood sugar regulation. Now, before you click away because this sounds too simple, listen carefully. Multiple studies have shown compounds inside cinnamon may improve insulin sensitivity. This means your cells become better at responding to insulin. Instead of sugar remaining trapped in your bloodstream, your body starts using it more efficiently. But that is only part of the story. Cinnamon also contains antioxidants that may reduce inflammatory stress affecting pancreatic tissue. In simple language, it helps create a healthier environment for your pancreas to function better. And this is why some people notice changes surprisingly fast. More stable energy, reduced sugar cravings, less afternoon fatigue, better digestion, more balanced appetite, and improved fasting, blood sugar over time. But here's where most people make a huge mistake. They sprinkle tiny amounts on food occasionally and expect miracles. That is not how this works. There is a simple preparation method, and consistency matters. Here is the protocol. Take 1 cup of warm filtered water. Add half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Now this part matters. Not regular cheap cassia cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon, because it contains lower amounts of compounds that can stress the liver when consumed excessively. Stir it thoroughly. Let it steep for 10 minutes. Drink it slowly first thing in the morning before breakfast. Then repeat again in the evening about 1 hour after dinner. Do this consistently for 7 days. But understand something important. This is not magic. It works best when combined with reducing constant sugar overload. If you drink cinnamon water, but continue eating excessive processed carbohydrates every few hours, your pancreas remains under attack. Imagine trying to repair a leaking roof while someone keeps punching holes in it. The body needs support. And one more thing most people ignore: movement. After age 50, muscles become one of the biggest regulators of blood sugar. Every time you walk, your muscles pull sugar out of the bloodstream naturally, without demanding huge insulin production. This means one simple 10-minute walk after meals can dramatically reduce stress on the pancreas. Think about that. An inexpensive spice, a 10-minute walk, small daily choices, and suddenly your body begins shifting back toward balance. This is why health transformation doesn't always require expensive interventions. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are embarrassingly simple. But modern healthcare often focuses on managing disease after damage happens, not supporting the body before that damage becomes permanent. And I want you to remember something very important. If you've been feeling tired lately, if your body feels heavier, if your energy disappears after meals, if you've noticed stubborn belly fat increasing despite eating less, your body may not be failing. Your pancreas may simply be asking for help, and the sooner you listen, the better the outcome can be. Because pancreatic health influences everything: your metabolism, your weight, your hormones, your inflammation levels, your cardiovascular health, even your brain function. Blood sugar instability doesn't stay isolated. It affects the entire body. That is why protecting insulin function early becomes one of the most powerful anti-aging strategies available. And perhaps the most beautiful part of all this: you do not need perfection. You do not need expensive programs. You do not need impossible diets. You simply need consistency. Small actions repeated daily. a body supported instead of overloaded, and a willingness to stop accepting decline as inevitable. Try this cinnamon water routine for the next 7 days. Observe your body carefully. Notice your energy. Pay attention to cravings. Watch how your body responds. Sometimes healing begins with the smallest shift, and if nobody has told you this lately, growing older does not automatically mean becoming weaker. Your body is incredibly intelligent. It wants to heal. It wants balance. It wants restoration. It simply needs the right environment. And sometimes, the cheapest solutions are the ones nobody bothered telling you about. So if you learned something valuable today, stay curious about your health, because your best years of energy may not be behind you. They may simply be waiting for you to make one different decision starting today.